The new update is here in the Hunter Call of the Wild, bringing us a brand new weapon pack as well as Himalayan Tar to Tiawaroa and a few other things that are pretty cool. However, there was some changes that I haven't seen anybody really talking about that could be huge for multiplayer hunting. If we go to the patch notes and we read this little segment right here, it says multiplayer. When joining a multiplayer game, you should spawn at the nearest unlocked outpost, not at a player's place tents. Not a huge change, but definitely nice. But as we continue through these, we're going to see ones that are a lot more substantial and game-changing for multiplayer. This is one of them. When the host leaves a multiplayer game, you will no longer be waiting a lifetime on a never-ending loading screen. That's a pretty big bug that they have fixed right there. Then we got the next one. When you change modes on the clay shooting range in multiplayer, the change will update immediately. Solved an issue where if you joined a game on Salsvisen Park, you wouldn't see the correct shooting range mode if it had been changed before you joined. Schrodinger's door has been fixed. Doors can no longer be open in one person's screen and closed for another in multiplayer. You know, all these ones are pretty minor changes and aren't really going to affect the overall experience of multiplayer, but there is a couple that actually will, and we're going to get to those. Fix an issue where Apex Connect game invites would fail if your friend was already in a reserve. That one is another one that's going to be really nice because Apex Connect was a little wonky with inviting people from time to time, but this right here is the one that I'm talking about that is going to be game-changing. You should disconnect less often in multiplayer when your connection to the host gets interrupted. We're going to put that to the test today because we're going to be grinding multiplayer to see if we get disconnected from as many servers as we typically would. If we can stay connected, this will be huge. Then the last multiplayer change fixed an issue where players with restricted Xbox accounts were unable to join multiplayer games even after being given access by a parent account. That's not anything that's going to affect us today, but yeah, it's going to be kind of interesting to see how things work with not only the fact that we should disconnect less, but also the one talking about the lifetime loading screens not happening anymore. So that's some pretty cool things, and I'm really hoping that we'll be able to see that on full display today when we're hunting around in multiplayer. So let's start by joining a server that will likely have a bad ping to us. So we're going to try and find one that is likely in a different country. This is probably, maybe not. We'll see. This one is definitely from a different country, but it's one of two, so I'll likely get kicked when I join, but we'll join it just to see. I really want to test to see how much we get disconnected from servers that have a high ping. I mean, we loaded in. That's a good start. And we were kicked from the server. Okay, so that was not on the server. That was the host kicking me. But, I mean, we loaded into it, and that was likely going to be a higher ping server, so off to a promising start. Well, we are now 2 for 2 on loading into servers. We've got... And that's a 0 ping, which means we technically got disconnected, I think. Okay, so this makes a lot of sense. I just exited that map because nothing was happening, and I get met with this message. So technically, I was kicked from that last server. I was not disconnected. So we've been kicked from both servers we've tried to join. I don't know if this is going to continue. Hopefully it doesn't. I really want to actually get into a server so we can really see what these changes actually mean, because I mean, it's promising, but if we keep getting kicked by the host, not too much I can do. Well, this is a little bit more promising. We have a very high ping, which is going to be a good test of whether or not we get disconnected. He's got almost a 300 ping, which, I mean, normally that's a pretty troublesome zone where you would typically get disconnected quite often. So I'd say this will be a solid test. We haven't been kicked as of now, which is nice. There's actually animals on the map. There we go. We've got some moose there. Okay. This might be a solid test here. We're still looking good. This guy still has in the high 200s when it comes to ping. And that is, you know, like I said, normally kind of a danger zone where you'd expect to get disconnected soon previously. But it's looking like with this update that isn't happening. This could be a fluke, though. We will be going into more servers throughout the day to really put it to the test. We're going to shoot this bear before we go to any other server, though. And I kind of want to go down to the lake over here and see if there's anything good over there. You know, while I'm at it, let's go ahead and use the SKS on a musk deer. I feel like this is going to feel so overpowered. Let's see. Oh my gosh, that poor thing. It's just not even fair. Those poor musk deer just stand no chance. I got to see this damage up close because that looked like it was crazy. Oh my gosh. So much penetration from a frontal angle. I mean, we dropped it with a 1 lung hit. Man, that 762 by 39 is just not even fair to these poor little guys. Oh my gosh, that's a huge level 4. I mean, that guy has a chance of being a diamond. I doubt it because it is kind of wonky and that really does hurt the score in most cases. But I mean, that's still a really good moose and it has a solid chance of being a monster. Now, the question is, can I make it into the heart from this angle? I don't know if I'll be able to, but we're going to try it. And that's a heart shot with the Hansen 30-06. Such a monster of a rifle. Now, we definitely have been experiencing a little bit of delay and lag on this server. Because whenever I go to claim an animal, there is a slight delay from when I press the button to when it actually picks it up. About a half-second delay, and that guy's not a diamond either. Big moose regardless, but not quite a diamond. But that is like a really good sign. If we have a poor connection like this and we have not been disconnected from the server, that is definitely better than things were before. But we're going to try out some other servers to see if maybe we just got lucky. We have now joined a Virhonga Savannah server. Let's see. The ping is around like 250-ish. So, I mean, definitely not a low ping once again. Another good server to test this out. Well, that's a level 4 Warthog. I mean, can we maybe get vitals from him running away like this? I don't know. I mean, it's going to die regardless of whether or not we hit vitals. Well, that's vital blood. So I guess we did get the penetration that we needed. 5265, that's a big gold as well. Man, just enough to get right into the liver. That was almost a miss, though, when it comes to vital organs. We've got a few more warthogs up front. I heard a male, but I don't see the male. So I think we're just going to shoot one of these females, unless... That him? No, that's a female. That's him right there. SKS versus Warthog. SKS wins. That actually killed it really fast. Let's see what the damage was like, and then we'll go check out that kudu, since we just heard it. Double lung. Killed it really quickly for being a class 4 animal. Still just super happy with this weapon pack as a whole. Lots of useful weapons in it that are quite powerful. And I mean, I'm pretty happy with the patch that came along with that weapon pack as well. The fact that multiplayer seems to be running better is kind of huge. Is that a rare? No, that's not a rare, I don't think. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think that is. There's another female. Where's a male? There's got to be a male somewhere here. Yeah, there's the male. Can I get his attention? Because that's honestly not a bad male. There he goes. Okay, so we're going to pull out the SKS once again. Here we go. Oh my gosh, we dropped him. That's kind of crazy. You know, I gotta say, this might be the smoothest multiplayer experience I've had in a couple of years for Call of the Wild. I mean, we've joined 2 different high ping servers, and we haven't had really any issues at all. The first 2 servers we joined, we got kicked from, but that's never gonna change. People will always kick you if they don't want you in there. But the fact that we've stayed connected to these last 2 is pretty nice considering they've been high ping servers. 142, that's a solid looking kudu, got a nice heart shot. Beautiful, man. So that group of kudu that I found has spooked off and, well, they've frozen by the water. They've frozen by the water. And I don't... Okay, those guys haven't even noticed I'm here. Huh. Well, I mean, I'm not disconnecting in multiplayer anymore, but, this is still happening. Ma'am. I am so sorry, but I have to. Fantastic. We have now made it into another server. This is the 3rd one where we didn't get immediately kicked by the host. And we've got about a 189 to 250 ping, kind of depending on the moment. So another, like, not super low ping server. And, I mean, we haven't been disconnected so far, so that's a good sign. I gotta say, we've only joined 5 servers. You know, 2 we got kicked from. But this seems a lot better than before. I don't want to jump the gun, but is multiplayer finally back? Can I finally start doing more multiplayer-based content? Obviously, we still have the issue of modders, unfortunately, but aside from that, this seems so much better than before. Well, we've got ourselves some black-tailed deer in front of us, and SKS just destroys it. Oh my gosh, man. This thing is such a monster of a rifle. You know, you could completely forego having a class 4 rifle or class 4 to 8 rifle if you wanted to, and just run the SKS, the 300 AR, and a 22, and you'd be able to cover everything without a problem at all. Okay, I gotta know, what type of damage does the SKS do to a black bear? Dude, that is dying so fast. Gosh, this gun is probably the best gun in all of Call of the Wild. I think we're going to make a video just using this and talking about why it is the best rifle in all of Call of the Wild. We got to do a video like that at some point because, man, this thing just takes down everything with no problems at all. Okay, let's take a look at this because Black Bear class 7 and the SKS goes clear up to class 6. So this is out of the class range, but it killed it really quickly. Jeez, I mean, I suppose the liver and stomach being in there kind of helped with that. Double lung plus liver stomach. Yeah, of course, that's going to do more damage than just a double lung, but still, that's very impressive considering the class range of the rifle. I want to real quickly see how the Hansen 30-06 does against an elk right here, because I think this will do quite well. I mean, about as you would expect from a 30-06 round. Obviously, a 300 Magnum or 375 even is going to do a whole lot better against something like an elk, but considering what the 30-06 is, that was not bad at all. Let's see the damage on this beautiful elk right here. That's a solid looking elk as well. Not too bad for a 4. We got double lung, about what you would expect from the 30-06, like I was saying. It's not really too surprising that it does decent on an elk, but I wanted to use it on it anyway, just because I honestly love that Hansen 30-06. It's probably my favorite rifle out of this entire pack, man. But I think it's time we find another server to see if we get disconnected, because today's actually been really good. We've been very lucky. Okay, so this looks like a promising one. Let's see. This should have a pretty high ping based on the name of the server. I mean, we connected to the server. And that is around 250 ping. Man, I really think multiplayer is fixed. I mean, like I said, modders are still a problem. They're still a major problem. But at least I can connect to multiplayer servers without getting disconnected within the first minute. This is a massive step in the right direction for Expansive Worlds if they want to get multiplayer back to its former glory. The only thing they need at this point now is some type of anti-cheat to prevent people from bringing mods into multiplayer. But in terms of like the connection, it seems so much more stable with this update. I'm really impressed that this actually made a difference. I was really skeptical when I read the patch notes. I was like, there's no way. Did they actually fix the multiplayer? And it really feels like they did. I mean, I could just be getting lucky for sure, but it does feel so much better. You know what, guys? Let me know in the comments what your multiplayer experience has been. And also, let me know what platform you play on so I know whether or not, like, maybe a specific platform has more issues than another. But so far, like, this seems really good to me. I feel like everything is so much more stable. I'm able to stay connected to a server, even ones with 1,000 ping. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, things are a lot better than they used to be. There's no way I would have stayed connected to a 500 to 1,000 ping server before this update. That's actually ridiculous. I think they actually did fix it, man. I think they really did. That is amazing. Okay, for the last server that we're going to join, I'm going to Sunderpatten, because this has been a map that I've had a lot of trouble staying connected to in multiplayer. Don't know why. I guess maybe just a lot of people with bad connections play Sunderpatten. I don't know. I've had a lot of trouble staying connected to it in the past, so let's see how it is today. So for this final server, we have about a 340 ping, which is much higher than the majority of servers we've joined today. And I've been in here for about 2 minutes at this point and have not been disconnected. We're now going to go hunt up here to the north a little bit and see if we can find any trophies while we're testing this out to see if we can stay connected. I really do feel like things are better. This seems so much better. I know I've said that so much in the video, but it blows my mind that this is finally fixed. It blows my mind that the constant disconnections in multiplayer might finally be fixed. And it just makes me so happy, because that means that the 60-minute trophy challenge videos can resume with being primarily multiplayer, provided this is, actually fixed. So right now we're still sitting at about 350 ping, around that range, kind of. It's obviously fluctuating a little bit, but around 350, and I have not been disconnected. Okay, I gotta know, what does the SKS do to a black buck? This might be... Oh, no. I don't have a gun to take you properly. Oh, my gosh. Well, you know what? Let's take this down right here. Smoked him. Whoa! Yeah, right. Don't mess with me. You silly little buffalo. SKSOP. Oh gosh, there's more. No. This SKS is kind of crazy. Oh no, I accidentally crouched. Oh gosh, man. This is not what I intended, but hey, with so many bullets going down range, I guess it's a good test of the connection to the server. Oh my gosh. How are we alive? There's more too. Okay, they're fleeing. We're good. We're good. That was interesting. Slight delay while claiming and exiting the claim screen, but honestly, like I said, this is not a problem. As long as I can stay connected to the server, I don't really care. Let's see the damage on this black buck. That is a dead, destroyed, absolutely obliterated black buck. With the beige fur type, which is a pretty cool fur type. I'd love to get some diamonds with some of these new fur types, because the last time I really hunted black buck was when they got True Rex, and they didn't have these fancy looking furs like this back then. So, I mean, maybe one of these days we'll have to go for some of these. Somebody just got a diamond tiger. Bengal tiger session score 1000. That's a diamond. Somebody got a diamond tiger and then left the server immediately. That's wild. Honestly, guys, I gotta say, after joining a total of 7 servers today, and aside from being kicked from 2 of them, everything else has been super smooth regardless of the massive high pings we encountered. I haven't been disconnected aside from being kicked at all today. And I gotta say, that is a huge step in the right direction for multiplayer in Call of the Wild. I'm very impressed that they actually fixed that issue of being constantly disconnected from multiplayer servers, at least on PC. Let me know how your experience on console is, but on PC, it seems to be fixed. And things are going a lot more smoothly in multiplayer than they have been for multiple years at this point. With that being said, guys, subscribe to the channel if you're new, leave a comment down below, as well as clicking that like button before you leave the video. It's a huge help, and I really do appreciate it. And last but not least, be sure to share this video with a friend. And if you want to go the extra mile, become a member here on the channel, where you can get extra stuff like emotes, you can get a green name in the YouTube live chats, you can get a special badge next to your name, as well as access to exclusive content. I hope you guys enjoy this. I'll see y'all next time. Peace!